Hi everyone, hope everyone's good. Welcome back to my channel, my Chin-chan. Welcome back to my videos. This is now my third attempt to film this video, so if it doesn't go right today, I'm gonna cry because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of filming this and I'm just sick of myself at this point. So I'm just gonna get right into it because I'm like really sick of saying the same stuff. Today I'm going to talk about something that is a massive part of everybody's lives, and I feel like it's good to talk about things like this. So I'm going to be talking about social media, more specifically why social media is so toxic and how you can change that for yourself. And I believe that's possible. Why? Because I did it for myself, bitch. Do you know what I mean? I did it. I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. So let's get into it. So when I was little, social media was like MSN or Bieber or Habbo Hotel. Oh my god, throwback. Yeah, so it was there when I was like 10, and it was a way for us to connect with our friends, but we didn't have as much access to it as we do now. Social media has come such a long way in the last 10, 11, 12 years. It has come so far, and now it is at the point where a lot of us can not go on social media. A lot of us, people run businesses from social media. It's created so many jobs for people. It's just such a massive part of our lives now. This video hopefully aims to change your perspective on social media, and not only how to make it like less toxic, but also benefit you. The first thing that I want to talk about today is control. The issue of control is a big one because I believe that you can control everything that you absorb from social media. Everything from what you like, to what you share, to what you comment on, to everything is all things that you have selected, all things that you have taken the time to look for and, well, you'd assume take enjoyment in, but that's not always the case, is it?
No!
Everything that you've liked on Facebook and everything that you've liked on Instagram are all things that you have chosen, that you have handpicked for yourself. And then obviously with social media such as Instagram, there's the Explore page, where a lot of the Explore page is like big accounts, who are sponsored by Instagram, getting shmoney, do you know what I mean? But a lot of the stuff on there as well is all stuff that Instagram thinks you want to see. So that's the first thing. If you are liking and sharing and commenting on the same kinds of material, that is what social media, that is what these companies are going to think that you want to see. Personally, I never use my Explore page on Instagram because I know that there's going to be something on there that annoys me, or somebody selling fit tea that has no business sharing or selling fit tea. Like, you can control what you see, you can control who sees you. So if that's something that gives you anxiety about social media, you can put privacy on, you can block people. There's even, I recently discovered the mute button. Now, don't beef at me because I'm always late to the party when it comes to stuff like this. Like, I'm just like, but not only did I recently discover the mute button, but I recently discovered what the mute button actually does. So that's good. That's great for me. I love that for me. Yeah, so overall, you can control everything. Like, you have control over everything, and all it takes is for you to realise that it is not out of your control. And I do believe that the feeling of a lack of control and being overwhelmed is, like I said before, how much social media has been implemented into our lives now, and it's kind of a feeling that you can't escape. But I'm a big believer in regular social media breaks, doing what you have to do to protect your peace. You don't want to see that shit anymore, get rid of it. So the second point is, I'm urging you, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, yeah, she's onto something here, go to your follow list and look at who you're following, and just look at, with each person, just think, do they make me happy? Do they make me feel good? Do they motivate me? Do they make me feel anything positive whatsoever? And if the answer to those questions is no, then ask yourself, why the hell are you following them? Why? Why? If you're following these kinds of accounts, obviously it's going to start to have a negative impact on you. I'm just saying that if you consistently have negative thoughts and feelings towards images and media that you're absorbing every day, it will definitely have a profoundly negative effect on your mental health. Like, you're looking at pictures and you're thinking, oh, I'm fat, shit, oh God, I'm ugly, oh my God, my life is shit, oh my God. And then you're continuing to like these pictures and share these pictures and comment on these pictures, and it's just like a vicious cycle, and you need to break out that cycle. So what I'm suggesting you do is a social media culling, bitch. Because that's what I did, and I feel so much better. At the start of the year, I was in like a really, really bad place, and social media started to make me feel really suffocated. I started to feel like it was really toxic and overwhelming, but I felt like I couldn't escape. So my friend, it's really, really straightforward, and you guys might be like, oh, well, that's obvious, but it took for somebody else to say it to me for it to actually, like, in my head. If I saw somebody's post, I'm like, you're annoying. And I saw someone else's post and thought, you're a dick. You know, anybody, it doesn't matter how little it is or how pathetic it might seem, if you don't want to follow that person, don't continue to follow them, just get rid of them. As simple, it's literally that black and white. And what I did in place of that was I started filling my feed with stuff that interested me. So memes, everybody likes a good meme. Started following loads of meme pages to make me laugh. You know, I started following, you know, charities, organisations, musicians, artists, photographers, people that inspire me to be better. And when I go on their social media and I see their content and I'm like, I'm gonna have a good day. This is gonna be a good day. So this also is something that applies to your real life. Like, I'm not just talking about influencers and models and like all the stuff that we actually do associate with social media, but I'm talking about people in your real life too. Like, why are you still following your ex? Why are you lurking on your ex's new girlfriend? Why are you following people that you hate? Like, what's that all about? Like, why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you still following people and then you're looking at their material and you're like, oh God, I hate this person. So I figured out that the mute button existed. Like, oh, hallelujah, congratulations to Abby because she's a fucking idiot and doesn't know anything. But actually realised that if you unfollow someone but they still get tagged in something, you can still see it. But if you mute someone and they get tagged in something or a picture of them comes up, you don't get to see it because you've muted them, and Instagram knows that you muted them, which I think is sick because it avoids that awkward conversation where you're like, oh, why'd you unfollow me on Instagram? Oh. People these days feel very entitled. It does my head in. It's like, if I don't want to follow you, I don't want to follow you. Like, what ain't clicking? So if you don't want to have that awkward conversation and you just want to do your thing and just not see their posts anymore, do that. I suggest using the mute button, because that was just like a great thing that I discovered, how to utilise that properly to make sure that I wasn't getting fed up every time I looked at my feed. To be honest, I've muted, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I've muted some of my friends. I've muted some people that I know because I just think, you know, they either knew somebody that I didn't like or they were friends with somebody that I didn't like and I had to see them everywhere. But obviously this person's still my friend, you know, so if that's what you have to do, you do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're looking at your social media and you're happy with what you see. As like a follow-on, I totally think that we should normalise, like, regardless of the mute thing, if you want to mute people like I've done, that's fine. But I've also just gotten rid of people that I just don't want to have on my follow list at all. And I think that's totally normal. I feel like people are very entitled, people are very bitter, people take it very personally when you unfollow them. Like, it's not that deep. Ultimately, you don't owe anybody anything. Like, you don't owe anybody a follow or a like or a share. All you owe anyone is yourself. You owe it to yourself to make sure that you're happy and make sure that you're doing whatever it takes to keep your mental health intact at the end of the day. Like, you don't owe anybody a conversation or a justification as to why you've unfollowed them. So that if you do want to avoid that conversation, the mute button, great discovery, to be honest. Unfollowing people who don't benefit you anymore, don't make you happy, or don't make you feel a certain way, in my opinion, is self-care. It's the equivalent of getting rid of negative people in your life. Like, I've done it before. I've had to mass exodus really negative, horrible people out of my life before. And the growth, it's hard at first, but the growth that comes afterwards is amazing. Like, nothing compares. And once you realise that your social media is yours, it's not up to anybody else who you have on your social media or the reasons why, you've won, basically. You've just won. Like, that's it. That's where I am. Like, I'm just living, just enjoying my life. You're doing yourself a massive disservice by continuing to follow people who don't benefit you anymore. If you're coming on social media every day and looking at somebody's post and it's annoying you or irritating you or making you feel down, you're self-sabotaging. It's massive self-sabotage. You're sabotaging your mental health. You're sabotaging your relationship with yourself and your mind. Like, there's so many reasons why I think that this should just be a normal thing. And the last point is that as well, like, everybody knows, who knows me, knows that I'm big on emotion, knows that I'm big on, you know, expressing yourself and being comfortable enough to talk about how you feel. I feel like there's power in your words. That sounds really cheesy, but there's power in understanding your emotions and being able to express it. So I think there's absolutely no problem whatsoever in you admitting that you had to get rid of someone because they didn't make you feel good anymore. There's nothing wrong with that. And anybody who says that there is can just eat a dick.
Eat a dick.
As far as I'm concerned. Because there is nothing wrong with you admitting that somebody made you jealous, or, you know, you couldn't follow this person anymore because they just made you feel shit. There's nothing wrong with that. These, you know, jealousy, resentment, you know, insecurity are all natural human emotions. But in order to, in my opinion, in order to get over them and in order to not let them engulf you, you have to accept that you felt this way. You have to accept this feeling. You have to let yourself feel it, and then you have to do something about it. So if you are feeling jealous and you are feeling upset and you're feeling insecure, feel it, but then get rid of all of the content that is making you feel that way. That's totally normal, totally fine, and there is power in you acknowledging that. So don't ever forget it, bitch. I'm a big believer in doing whatever you have to do to protect your peace. If people get hurt about it, that's their problem. But you being able to utilise and understand that social media is yours, your social media is yours, it's totally in your control, I feel like you are one step closer to being able to use social media to your benefit and to be able to go on social media every day and feel good about your life and feel good about yourself. So that's basically the gist of this video. So I hope it wasn't too underwhelming, and I hope everybody took something from this video, and I hope that I was able to share just like a couple of things that I've learned along the way about, you know, just changing your perspective on the way social media, because if you do let it rule your life and, you know, get in the way, it's gonna. But I'm a big believer in you are not giving yourself a fighting chance if you don't try. You know, on top of this, take regular social media breaks. I'm not saying countless hours on social media is a good thing. Take regular social media breaks, you know, have hobbies outside of social media. You know, obviously make time to see friends and family. Obviously not in the current circumstances, thanks Corona. But yeah, I hope everybody's staying safe and enjoyed the video. And yeah, that's about it from me, to be honest.